So that's it. It's old school, man. So we already have like 81 credits. So we have the Deutsch language over here and English. That's actually what you can do. Okay, so we have Solitaire, 121, Memory, and Royal Flash, Breaking Bricks, Match'em, and Foreplay. You already knew it, like in the 90s, Foreplay. Okay, whatever. So Solitaire and everything looks really old school. This is some old school stuff. Need to touch the thing about how many players we're having. And that is actually it. So let's go for this particular option. And in here we can just play and just have an old school fun. Oh, this is some old school stuff. I've played it so many times back in the day on my Windows PC or Windows 98 whatsoever. And I have no idea how to actually... So all of the plays can be implemented over here. So let's go. I must say that it's very accurate when it comes to this old CRT. There's also like a lot of flood-based CRT. Make it a little bit more convenient. Run 21. You can play it with 2 players if you want to. And this is one of those other games that we can actually play. Okay, Memory. This is something you can just actually pick up now from cheap stores. And just actually, let's say, play the same game. But I love these, like say, basic games. And it looks so simple now. Where the newer photo plays has so many different, let's say, very nice looking overall software. And if you mess up, you can even have the option to start slow or start fast. And if you do have like this very funny, like say, tiny messages, are you brain dead? Breaking Bricks. I have no idea what some of these games actually are, but this is okay. Cool. Sounds like an alleyway game, but this is going to be very strange. It's time for a tournament, the Megatouch tournament, a contest with a skill. The skill is not to roll it around and play it like that. No, this is an old school CRT touch photo play cabinet. One of the things that really intrigued me that this touchscreen device comes with a CRT in the inside. So at the front we're finding a coin mechanism for putting in the coins itself. But this thing was made for making money, because you're going to be putting the Bartop on, let's say, your bar, where you can take a drink, put a coin in and just play an old school skill game. The form factor is still very compact if you think about it. This thing is hosting a CRT tube, because those CRT tubes are most of the time so massive. So this thing makes it also very heavy, but very durable, particularly when you're looking at the materials. This case is made out of metal and the side panels out of wood with some very nice T-molding. However, you need to think about this thing is like say prehistoric tech. But let's plug it in. Over here we're finding the on and off switch. I don't know exactly where this button is for. I've been testing it out. I was thinking getting into the settings menu, but that doesn't do anything. But let's plug it in and let's play a little bit of a game. But I want to bring you back to the times where this all started with the old school, let's say, bar tops. But let's power it on and I will give you like the build up sequence. That sound. Boing. And there we go. And this thing is still in pristine condition. If you think about it, how old this thing actually is. But somehow when you're having these very old machines, they're a lot of fun to have in your collection. And where these games are just simple and it's actually fun for everyone. And that is one of those things I think that's the most appealing with these basic devices. Well, I really not particularly like this game when it comes to touch-based. I personally love like matching, and that kind of basic games are just fun to actually play. Oh yeah, match 'em up. I want to be faster. And I don't know. No. No, I don't know it anymore. Oh. No. Which one was it? Almost. No. Oh, come on, Wicked. Okay. Took me a couple of times, but I did manage to finish it. Those sounds. So this is some old school gaming. That is one thing to be sure. However, let's do a quick teardown and let's do a peek in the inside. So first thing we're going to be doing is shutting the machine off, because it's more safer to do so. And let's get the keys and open up the compartment over here. Okay, so we do have 2 keys for the back part. That is number 1. And I'm guessing this is the second one. Nope, got the wrong one. Crap. And we can just lift it open, I'm hoping. And okay, we're going to be leaving that part in. And let's take a quick peek in the inside, because this is some really old school tech. So this is one of the things I can really appreciate when it comes to, let's say, technology, like the old technology. So you can just slide out the board itself. You can just slide it out fairly easy. Just going to be not sliding it out now. I'm going to be doing that off camera. So the monitor itself, people wondering, is a 10-inch monitor, I'm guessing. It says 10 type monitor, so I'm guessing this is a 10-inch. Merit Inc. That's the company who actually made that. So in the right, we're finding everything that we're going to be needing for having this, let's say, adjusted if you're going to be needing it. It's kind of weird that there isn't a tube there. So you can see that it's connected over there. Okay, that's something I've never seen before. And then over here I find the power supply. This is just, I think this is just normal power supply that we have seen before, when also newer one, when it comes to, let's say, the power supplies of new arcade machine, Gemma. And then of course we're having here the fan output with some electronic parts, power supply. Always need to be very careful. And the compartment over there for where the coins are actually going to be stored. But let's slide out that part too. Coming back to the main board, I wanted to slide it out very carefully, but you can see it holds back by all kinds of cables. I'm not going to be touching it, but if you're going to be doing up close, there's nothing much you can actually see over here. When it comes to production data, I was just looking into it. I did see some Gemma chips over there, but it's quite difficult to get a focus on there because of all the cables. However, we're going to be sliding it back in. I'm not going to be tinkering with this, with the simple reason this is really old school and I don't have no spare parts whatsoever. So at the right part over here, we can just open the lock over here. If we're going to be switching it, we can pull this part out. This is how you're going to be emptying the money cabinet. So yeah, it's quite crazy if you look at it, like how massive this thing is when it comes to the money. Let me see if there's still something in it. Let's check out if I can get myself the key. It was the key that didn't fit in the other part. Well, you can see there's nothing in there. But besides that, it's quite interesting to see how this all is constructed. Particularly looking at the inside over there, you can see the speaker. It's quite difficult to actually get a focus again. But in here, we're finding the connector that connects all the way also to the connector over here that communicates. So when you're looking at it, it's quite a nice construction for such an old machine. So behind the, let's say, collector bin and the storage, you can see all kinds of, let's say, options. Pressing the settings, getting in the special menu. Free credit over here, we can add credits, fairly easy. We can clear the credits, clear all the high score, we can test the screen, tournament setup, set the time and tournament, clear prices, coin in menu. It's quite interesting to see what you can all, like, say, change out. A lot of interesting things. Game menu. Here we can see how much credits we need to have put in for a certain game to play. So it's quite cool to see default, menu to exit and everything else. So in here we can change everything out. Here we have even the option to change out the balls and breaking bricks. 3 stars enabled, yes or no. So we can even, like, adjust the games and make it a little bit more difficult if you want to. And if you're looking at the time, this thing is still set in 1996.